origin of the Suhtaio. Any culture that retains its history and memories by telling and retelling of stories and passing them down from one generation to the next is called oral history. This is an educational program covering the origin of the Suhtaio. Erect Horns, a prophet of the Cheyenne people. Black Mountain, the site where he received the teachings for the Suhtaio and the teachings he brought to the Cheyenne people, which includes the Sacred Head Covenant and the Sundance Ceremony. Today we will be listening to 6 well-respected Cheyenne tribal members who were interviewed for their knowledge and expertise about the history and culture of the Cheyenne people. Dr. Henrietta Mann, also known as the woman who comes to offer prayer, is an enrolled member of the Southern Cheyenne tribe. Dr. Mann holds a PhD in Native American Studies. Rube Sooktis, also known as Flying Woman, is a member of the Northern Cheyenne tribe. Rube is an Elk Horn Scraper Society sister. Lucille Spear, also known as Twin Woman, is an enrolled member of the Northern Cheyenne tribe. Lucille is an elder of the tribe. Silas Big Left Hand, also known as Red Wolf, is an enrolled member of the Northern Cheyenne tribe. Mr. Big Left Hand is a Sundance priest. Charles Little Old Man, also known as Medicine Beaver, is an enrolled member of the Northern Cheyenne tribe. Mr. Little Old Man was the Sacred Head Keeper from 1987 to 1990. Vernon Sooktis, also known as Man Who Comes from the North, is an enrolled member of the Northern Cheyenne tribe. Mr. Sooktis is a Sundance priest. The origin story of the Suhtaio, people of Erect Horns. The origin of the Cheyenne people is complex. The complexity is the result of the coming together of 2 groups of people who spoke a similar language. The 2 groups include the Tsitstas and the Suhtaio, who, as oral history has it, were camped on the opposite banks of what we now know as the Missouri River. With the river separating the 2 camps, the people cautioned their young men not to bother the other camp. However, a group of young men crossed the river and got into a fight with the young men on the other side of the camp. As the fight began, and as people rushed to stop the fight by yelling, they suddenly realized they understood each other. Discovering that both groups spoke a similar language brought them together to live as one tribe. Over the course of history, the Cheyenne people, consisting of both the earlier groups of Tsitstas and the Suhtaio, have come to exist in 2 different states. The Northern Cheyenne people live on the Northern Cheyenne Reservation, located in Montana, and the Southern Cheyenne people live on the Southern Cheyenne Territory, located in Oklahoma. Despite living in separate locations, these 2 tribes remain as one people through their shared history. But more importantly, these 2 tribes are held together through their culture, language, and spirituality. Their history as a people includes the many early Cheyenne stories that are told by both the Northern Cheyenne people and the Southern Cheyenne people. The Suhtaio originated from the Great Lakes region in Minnesota, a place the Cheyennes called the Marshlands.
Mukaha amnehewa, hoha amnehewa, ustannehewa, hoha shmoet amneshu ustannehewa, hoha ho, make it mehowo hewa växer när man tar så vi gör kvarst vad det när man det måste no tar no man det var hästar nu na kan hon mukhad هو سبعة تسمونه من أهنه هو تسعة مؤهن هته نامته هو نامته نيت تأ ما هي نما أهن نامته.
Erect Horns, prophet of the Cheyenne. The oral history traditions are very strong. When the elders talk about erect horns, they bless themselves. They would say not to change anything, that the way the story is told is the way it's supposed to be told. They are apprehensive about changing or adding anything to the story. The elders say to listen when they are talking and to remember what is being said, that the information they are going to share will be used in the future. If the story is not told right, it will be passed down wrong, and then it will be gone. Not only will the story disappear, but their identity as a Cheyenne will also be lost.
Erect Horns who too journeyed, as Sweet Medicine did, to a sacred mountain. Sweet Medicine journeyed to Bear Butte, and in this case, Erect Horns journeyed to a sacred mountain that we call Black Mountain, accompanied by a woman. And when they came back out, they brought with them the sacred buffalo hat, the accompanying ceremony called the Sundance ceremony.
Så der han når han har her en stor den næste det han siger der med os her er nede til sig når man tager det død mod så jeg må kan sige noget til heste når de søger med det tager nu og så kistar når man må kan sige noget historia normer og jeg måste se med til noget her. Det ser ikke meget her i stand nu, så det ser ikke hot du har med vores stand her, så man det ser ikke og tager med vores stand her. Nyt der har jeg ikke været til tandet til her. Det ser ikke hvor en stad doktor, så man du hvor en systemus her vores stand her stor på schemat. Det tilstås når man det så der når man assisterer sådan når det ikke står så hvad der smukt det overstommer her og er meget overstommer her då one high og med det står når man det så nærmere etas så etas det der så det er henne må kunne have og kan så så hvis jeg har det domsøse til mig det så just til koster noget må nu hvis jeg har og måste sammen hvis der noget det så går ned til tandet til hemma her i dannes når man til hemma her nu og stande her så
Black Mountain is the site where Erect Horns received the teachings for the Suhtaio. It is located in present-day Minnesota.
In the mountain somewhere in Minnesota, near the Pipestone Quarry in the Timber Mountains of Minnesota is where Black Mountain is located, where Erect Horns and the woman who accompanied him were given the knowledge of the Sundance too, so that we would have a continuing food supply, that we would continue to be, that we could continue to live as a people.
Black Mountain is located in what we know as Minnesota near Pipestone. And this mountain is significant to the Suhtaio because that's where they got their sacred hat from. It was given to Erect Horns and the lady that was with him, and this is where they got the sun dance. So the mountain is significant in that way to Suhtaio. We will now discuss the teachings Erect Horn brought to the Cheyenne people, which include the Sacred Head Covenant, also known as the Sacred Buffalo Head Bundle, and the Sundance Ceremony. First, we will cover the origin of the Sacred Head Covenant.
The Sacred Head teepee, it came from Great Lakes. It was brought by this man, Erect Horns. It's the one that brought it. And told this man that they were going to keep this sacred hat during a lifetime, and taught him the ways of the Suhtaio.
That's a tamai which the Namski so one not the kisto so or the charges in the Ostana Suhtaio. Now Mokato Taha Pehapo Vision Metsa Heva one Hayam Zisto or Hayam is the one now more etas. It acted to come to Mahaya. It is this to just the same just this and nog så just det så värst det namske så one amatekist he mo det där har tåg mo ve har det så just det så värst kan ju vara det har mo det så stas het där när så där
I'm going to tell about how the Suhtaio got the sacred buffalo hat bundle. The Creator and the spirits talked to this one spirit person. His name was Issawanyivi. They with them that they had a sacred buffalo hat bundle that was going to be given to one tribe. And one of the spiritual helpers, Issawanyivi, who possessed strong spiritual powers, was selected to take the sacred buffalo hat bundle to the special people who wore red paint on their faces. The sacred buffalo hat bundle was made especially for them. And it was his job to find them. So Issawanyivi went east, searching all over the land. And then he went south. Then he went west, then he went north. He was going everywhere. He was going back toward the northeast, wherever Issawanyivi went. It just cleared a path. The mountains, the trees, everything. His spiritual power was that strong. And after going northeast, he started to come back and decided to rest for a bit. And I wanna like a small hill. I don't know. To the southwest and the wooded areas. Don't know what the horses shepherd. Na mukha muna mukha na mikadich nothing staka I was mukhistana da nash da na matinash da here. And in his solitude he could hear children laughing. He didn't see a village because of that wooded area. It must have been secluded in the woods and in the forest to their village. He thought he would walk down and find the children and ask them if there are any camps within the area that he might have missed. Just that gaksons. Mustavom hold the gashkanya to what's off. It's just a gaksons the gashkanya. Much warm, my how. Nan is so on you. Mustavom how to the gashkanya. Mumma I warn you. They were wearing that red paint on their faces. And he thought, Muskasi Namkai, Natasha me a war. Yes. About said, they were backing away from him. Nan so real doesn't tell. Knew it this time, knew it Shivan. Nan not before I knew it. Now it's just what I said. He instructed the children to go to the village and talk to the leader or men in charge, and to erect a a double lodge, and to invite all the men and people. The people in the village got excited and started to prepare. The men told the woman to start preparing for a feast. They all pitched in and prepared the lodge. Then he started to walk towards the village. Isuonivea thought these people were so secluded where they were, their village, that he did not see them. He knew that when the Creator instructed him that these people were unique and special people, then he went into the lodge and sat down. Isuonivea told them that they were special and selected because they were the only ones that wore red paint on their faces, and that the sacred buffalo hat bundle was only intended for them. They were instructed on the contents and what was meant for to help them in their living, that it was very valuable. It contained spiritual powers that would help sustain them in their lives. The medicine would never run out. It was perpetual. After instructing the men, he helped them select a keeper. After he saw that the sacred buffalo hat bundle was being properly taken care of, he told the people that he would always be there, close by, for he was the spiritual caretaker of the bundle.
Now mohne Suhtavistano. Ka pewe no he on to te wostan have se Suhtaio e ma ke ma tave hat ma ke ma wa ne wa te hane te ma tum ma ta ha he se no te Suhtaio na mo ni sta se ni se te ho wa ta ma ho te ma he.
We will now cover the purpose of the Sacred Hat Covenant, also known as the Sacred Buffalo Hat Bundle, and the qualifications to be a Sacred Hat Keeper.
The purpose of this sacred hat is to protect the Suhtaio, that was to protect our tribe whenever they get hungry. If there's sickness amongst the tribe, even they say that there's a bad spirit and a good spirit that live amongst the people, and just to draw away the bad spirit. The keeper was supposed to be, have a good life, a family that takes care of his family. For a person that is qualified, had to be a Suhtaio, member of Suhtaio, the ones that have a good life. The people has to have a lot of respect for this family, how to pray. That's the only thing that they're supposed to have, like the keeper. Doesn't have to be a ceremony, people, but the one that knows how to pray, how to conduct his family. First in the mornings, we'll go over there before the sun comes up. And there's a stick there, you're supposed to hit it 4 times on the left side. The second pole, you're supposed to hit it 4 times. Seems like it echoes, wakes up, the people. And then you go in there and offer your pipe. Another day for a good life for the people. And we don't want bad things here. We don't want nothing bad to happen to our people. And then I offer my pipe. I will say thank you to the spirits for the day, that we have a safe night to watch us, the sacred hat bundle. Once they learn how to pray, still think that way. Maya knows these things. Maya put us here for a reason. So each person are sacred. Each person has a spirit. That spirit knows, no matter what language you talk, speak from your heart, and listen to you.
The second teaching Erect Horns brought to the Cheyenne people is the Sundance ceremony. The purpose of the ceremony is to renew oneself and the people through the creation. The Sundance ceremony is still practiced today and is a very important part of the Cheyenne culture.
Each year we have a man and a woman that are pledges of our tribe as Cheyenne people. And if we didn't, we would not have our sundances. A man cannot put up a sundance by himself or a woman, any woman. They have to be a couple. We have 4 lodge makings. The very first one where my teepee was put up. And then the second one is they call it the lone teepee. Then the third one is when you're all sitting out and open. And the fourth is the actual lodge that comes up. Those are the four stages that we take to make it to the lodge. And when we start from the back. We start bringing the fire. We bring it to the lone teepee. That's the first thing that comes in because of the heart. And then from there, the coals are brought there. Then they move along with us. They come to the lone teepee. Then they go out when we're all sitting outside while the lone teepee is taken down, and then that's like we're leaving behind those lodges to make a bigger lodge for all the people. And the coals of the fire is taken into the main lodge, the Sundance Lodge. And when we go in, it takes about 3 to 4 hours to move in when the societies build this lodge. And it takes, there's 9 doors to the lodge, and 4 rafters, and the others are placed up. 1 center pole, which the chiefs take care of, and the other societies take care of the others. Then it becomes like a big lodge. Once we're moved in, it starts, People bring, before the lodge center pole is put up, people bring these prayer cloths to the center. And the lodge maker puts those prayer cloths in the fork of the center pole, And those are tied. There's other things that are put on there. But I guess those are the people's, what they want, their burdens of life are placed there, The worries, the hurts, the illnesses that we have, the sicknesses. We bring them all to the center. We start from the first night. We start renewing this. The second day, which would be on a Saturday, early in the morning, we do the Sundance, and we start giving thanks, knowing that this renewal is going to take place. You're renewing the lives of people. You're making it better. You're making everything that has been tarnished in the whole year, And that's what I know about our renewal of our Sundance. That's the thing that is a part of the Sundance, or a part of our creation. Animals, everything is included. Water.
Today, the teachings of Erect Horns are still practiced by the Cheyenne people. Black Mountain is still considered to be a sacred mountain by the Cheyenne people. The sacred head is still maintained by a sacred head keeper, and the Sundance is still practiced. This has been an educational program covering the origin of the Suhtaio. We covered Erect Horns, the prophet, Black Mountain, the site where he received the teachings for the Suhtaio, and the gifts he brought to the Cheyenne people, which include the sacred head covenant and Sundance ceremony. The American Indian Tribal Histories Project would like to thank Dr. Henrietta Mann, Rube Sooktis, Lucille Spear, Silas Big Left Hand, Charles Little Old Man, and Vernon Sooktis for participating in the project and for providing valuable information about the Cheyenne people.